I just got some bad advice the other day. Someone just came up to me and they were like, hey man, you gotta burn sage. Because burning sage is super good luck. But no one ever bothered to tell me that burning sage I own myself was considered really bad luck. And I learned that way too late when my cat died. Yeah, so rest in peace, Sage. I'm gonna miss her. You're one of the cool crowds. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes that joke doesn't go over very well. Don't worry, I'll be selling oven mitts after the show. No, it's fun. I've had a lot of different jobs. Comedy is by far my favorite job. My second favorite job I ever had was I worked at a daycare. Finally, smartest dude in class. You know? I learned a lot about kids working at a daycare. I learned there's two main types of kids. There's kids that hate getting dizzy and kids that fucking love getting dizzy. Or as I call them, the future alcoholics of America. And they're really fun to hang out with, you know? Like, they don't know when enough is enough. I gotta give a life lesson. A lot of be like, Billy, we puked twice. We get married. We're getting close to what we call a blackout. Okay. Now what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna wanna lay down and take a nap, because if we keep going, we're gonna shit our pants and get arrested. I was fired pretty quickly from that job. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can smell the poverty on me, but I came from a little town called Aberdeen, Washington. Okay. Few people know how to judge me. It's not a good area, you know. People that don't know that area know, you know, generally because of Kurt Cobain and Nirvana came from there. And they're a good representation of how it is, you know. But people know it for that. But I like to tell people other fun facts about my hometown because it has more going for it. Because Aberdeen, Washington was recently voted the ugliest city in Washington for the third time in a row. So, don't come for their title, you will get stabbed with a needle, trust me. But people that don't know I come from an area like that will take a look at a guy that looks like me and they'll be like, hey man, you need to check your privilege. Because not everyone's from a gated community, asshole. I'm always surprised, I'm like, how did you know I came from the only gated trailer park in Aberdeen? The only other gated community in Aberdeen is Stafford Creek Penitentiary. That's where all my friends live now. So, growing up, my dad had a job, rightfully so, but he was an EMT, he was an ambulance driver. And as a kid, the way he described his job to me was he said that driving an ambulance is a lot like driving a taxi, except you didn't get the tips. By the way, bad analogy. I think you probably could make tips in the back of an ambulance. Hell, I've tipped a Wendy's person drunk one time. I cannot imagine saying no to a tip from someone rushing me to the hospital, you know? Plus, like, that analogy at its core just doesn't make sense, because I don't think driving an ambulance is like driving a taxi. I think driving an ambulance is more like driving DoorDash. Because the whole goal of either driving an ambulance or driving DoorDash is you got to get the delivery there before it gets cold. I've done a lot of silly things in my life, guys. When I was a young man, I wanted to get the cheapest LASIK I could possibly find done. And here's another fun fact. Don't do that. There were a lot of red flags involved. Like, for example, the first thing the surgeon said to me when I sat down for the surgery, he offered me a prayer, guys. I'm not even kidding. He was like, sir, I offer elective prayers before the surgery. Would you like me to pray for you today? And I was like, look at me, doctor, look at me. You need more faith on yourself. Like, and then, you know, I wish it stopped there, but it didn't stop there because I took one look at my LASIK eye surgeon, and that fucker was wearing glasses. That's the blind leading the blind, literally. Man, I couldn't imagine seeing another doctor that doesn't like the taste of his own medicine like that. It was really scary. And I wish I took the prayer because my eyes turned out just as bad after the surgery. That's the last time I get LASIK done in a church in Aberdeen, you know. People up front in glasses like the joke. That's all that matters to me.